The confirmed number of new coronavirus cases reported in Los Angeles County in the last 24 hours is 2,277, with 38 additional deaths. Here in Torrance, 21 additional cases were reported and 1 new death. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Bella Shaw. It's Thursday, September 2nd. LA County's revised rules for youth sports are now in effect. This comes as outbreaks at schools continue to rise, with almost half of them connected to sports teams. First announced on Monday, the new rules include school-based athletic programs and mostly focuses on making sure every unvaccinated person involved gets tested weekly for COVID-19, especially if they're involved in moderate or high-risk indoor or outdoor sports activities. No testing will be required for children under 12 who are involved in outdoor sports. And if there is a positive case among players, coaches, or staff, everyone will be required to have a weekly negative test for 2 weeks following the exposure. Public health officials say the rules could change again and will be reassessed when overall community transmission of the coronavirus goes down. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends masks in schools for students, staff, and teachers. Nationwide, COVID-19 deaths are at the highest level since mid-March at more than 1,100 a day. New cases per day are averaging more than 152,000. Earlier this week, hospitalizations hovered around 85,000, a level not seen since early February. LA County leaders are holding off on requiring vaccines for customers and staff at restaurants, card rooms, and other businesses. The county's Board of Supervisors decided to wait and watch, hoping that the COVID-19 surge levels off. The board's action on Tuesday stems from a motion by Supervisor Janice Hahn a couple of weeks ago, where she asked the Public Health Department to investigate the possibility of requiring proof of vaccination in certain situations. In the report, public health officials established criteria for which businesses would be subject to such a requirement. They include indoor public settings where people are allowed to remove their masks for extended periods of time while around others, indoor businesses where people are likely to be engaged in heavy physical exertion, and indoor entertainment venues where large groups of people gather for extended periods of time, often without social distancing, and can remove their masks to eat or drink. Public Health Director Dr. Barbara Ferrer said while requiring proof of vaccination could hurt businesses, it would also immediately reduce risk at higher risk settings and help slow down transmission. Supervisor Hahn wanted to look at more data before deciding if this is the right step to take. Other supervisors agreed, and Board Chair Hilda Solis suggested that the county already instituted enough measures to encourage vaccinations. A group of more than 220 children's hospitals is asking the Biden administration for help as the COVID-19 surge puts them at or near capacity, and they expect to see more patients as the school year resumes. The CEO of the Children's Hospital Association, Mark Waticha, wrote a letter to President Biden on August 26, saying in part that there may not be sufficient bed capacity or expert staff to care for children and families in need. He also shared that their children's health care safety net is under unprecedented strain. The recent surge in coronavirus cases, driven by the Delta variant, is largely to blame for these dire circumstances at the hospitals. The fact that children under 12 still cannot get vaccinated has also been a contributing factor to the rise in hospitalizations. Medical experts say some children are coming down with COVID-19 and RSV, a seasonal respiratory virus that can be dangerous in kids at the same time. And hospitals are also seeing more children with serious mental and behavioral health issues, in part due to the social isolation they experienced last year and the general devastation brought on by COVID-19. Many children's hospitals are facing financial trouble because they admitted fewer patients during the widespread lockdowns early in the pandemic. All of these factors are converging, leading the Children's Hospital Association to send out this cry for help. Watucha closed the sobering memo asking for immediate crisis aid from the government. identifying a number of places where assistance is desperately needed, including staffing cost increases and any other federal workforce support. LAX Airport just launched a pilot program where a robot delivers food to travelers. The robot's name is Nom Nom, and it's a 40-pound cargo bot rolling around on 2 wheels. The semi-autonomous top-loading delivery machine moves at 6 miles per hour and uses a human guide to navigate the airport. Here's how it works. When someone places an order through the airport's food delivery portal called LAX Order Now, they can choose to have their food and drinks delivered for an additional fee. They'll get an estimated delivery time to make sure the order arrives before their flight. Once the transaction is complete, the robot takes the goods and uses its cameras and sensors to follow its handler around the airport and take the food to the hungry traveler at his or her gate. It's an innovative, contactless way to have food delivered during this pandemic. Right now, LAX is offering 25% off for those wanting to give it a try. Once at the airport at an eligible delivery point, log on to laxordernow.com, select the delivery option, and enter LAX Nom Nom at checkout. The CDC is asking unvaccinated Americans not to travel this Labor Day weekend. The U.S. is surpassing an average of 160,000 new COVID-19 cases a day, and health experts are worried as the Delta variant continues to spread and more students return to school. A new case published on Tuesday illustrates the impact of large group gatherings among the unvaccinated. In June, a 5-day overnight church camp and a 2-day men's conference took place in Illinois, neither of which required vaccination, testing, or mask wearing. By August, 180 new COVID-19 cases were connected to the events, including 5 hospitalizations. As for the children, more than 200,000 of them tested positive for the coronavirus in the last week, a 5-fold increase from 1 month ago. Rates of hospitalizations for this demographic spiked with the cases. And here in LA County, the Public Health Department reports that case rates are increasing most rapidly among children ages 5 to 11 who are not eligible for vaccination. Between August 14th and 21st, the case rate went up 50% among these kids, more than twice as many as those ages 12 to 17 who do qualify to get inoculated. 38.6% of Americans eligible for vaccinations still have not gotten their shots. And data presented by a CDC vaccine advisor this week showed that hospitalization rate is 16 times greater in the unvaccinated population compared to those who are vaccinated. Hotels in Hawaii are seeing an increase in cancellations after the governor there asked tourists to stay home due to rising COVID-19 numbers. And soon, those who will still decide to travel will face new hurdles when visiting bars, restaurants, and other places. Starting September 13th, Honolulu will require proof of vaccination or a negative COVID-19 test taken within 48 hours to enter various establishments. Takeout is excluded, and children 12 and younger are exempt. Places serving alcohol will have to stop at 10 p.m. Honolulu Mayor Rick Blangiardi said these strict measures will last for at least 60 days. Hawaii reported 720 new cases Monday after a weekend of record-setting numbers. A third of Honolulu's 911 calls over the weekend were COVID-19 related, with serious issues including trouble breathing, suffocation, and cardiac arrest. At last count, there were 414 COVID-19 patients in hospitals, close to a breaking point. Compare that to just a month ago when the number of daily cases was below 100, and in January when there were just 15 cases a day. A new website is helping more Americans to apply for and receive the expanded child tax credit. The White House and Treasury Department partnered with Code for America to develop the site called getctc.org. The goal is to provide a straightforward online form that can be used using mobile phones. It's aimed at people who are not legally obligated to file taxes because they don't earn enough money. A Code for America spokesperson says research shows the simpler you make the process, the more likely people are going to complete it. This new platform allows parents to complete the application in just 20 or 25 slides. The online form is also available in Spanish. President Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion in COVID-19 aid included an expansion of the child tax credit, extending it to families without any tax obligations. Parents of a child less than 6 years old can receive $3,600 annually, some of which can be paid out monthly at $300. Each child ages 6 to 17 qualifies for $3,000 a year or $250 a month. A census survey indicated that this credit may be making a difference. Food instability for families with children fell 24% after the first payments were issued. The government wants every qualified American to receive the monthly payment and hopes more families will apply for the child tax credit. Renters and landlords affected by the pandemic will now be able to apply for more rental assistance funds. As part of the state's expanded Housing is Key emergency rental assistance program, Angelenos will now be able to tap into the $5.2 billion in emergency rental relief money that California received from the federal government. The state will be responsible for processing applications and distributing relief funds covering 100% of back rent and utility costs owed by income-eligible residents dating back to April 1, 2020. Eligible renters may also apply for assistance for future utility payments, but the program only covers a maximum of 12 months. Landlords can also get reimbursed for eligible renters' unpaid rent dating back to more than a year ago. Applicants can qualify regardless of their immigration status, as no one is required to show proof of citizenship. Applications open ahead of California's eviction moratorium, which is set to expire at the end of September. You can get more information at housingiskey.com. Residents can also call the Appointment Center at 833-687-0967 to get assistance in filling out an application. One of the Torrance libraries is closed until further notice due to plumbing issues. El Retiro Library, located just south of Pacific Coast Highway and Vista del Parque, has been closed since Wednesday. Torrance has a handful of other library locations people can visit during this time. To see a full list of hours and locations, as well as to access services online, log on to torranceca.gov/library. As we wrap up this week, be sure to tune in to Weekends in Torrance beginning Friday right here on City Cable. Episodes begin at 2 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. On Friday, join Colleen Farrell as she takes us back in history to tell us more about the Labor Day movement through the years and what that looked like here in the city of Torrance. Then we'll take you behind the scenes as we tag along with one of the city's many environmental quality officers to see how they're helping local businesses operate safely, especially during the pandemic. And on Sunday, we'll tell you about a local program dedicated to helping small business owners thrive with the help of special volunteers and mentors. Weekends in Torrance kicks off tomorrow at 2 p.m. You can watch it on Spectrum Cable, Channel 3, Fios Channel 31, or stream it on our website, as well as on YouTube. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community, pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. Well, there's a special event taking place next week that you'll want to mark your calendar for. Ballet California, formerly known as South Bay Ballet, has been a beloved institution based in Torrance for nearly 40 years, helping dancers fulfill their dreams. A highly regarded pre-professional dance company, students have gone on to star in top companies around the world. Now, after the devastating impacts of the pandemic and shutdown, they are looking to regain momentum with upcoming performances of the Nutcracker in December, Bravo in March of 2022, and Cinderella next June. This upcoming event will help support their mission, and they need the community support now more than ever. On Sunday, September 12th, Ballet California will host a fundraiser at the Depot Restaurant in downtown Torrance. The event takes place from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. There will be a silent auction, food, drinks, and opportunity drawings. What a great way to show how the community cares for the arts and dance programs like this one, based right here in Torrance. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo or video you'd like to share, email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that's our update for COVID-19 today. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday as Leslie Robbins brings you the latest. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.